Hey everybody, it's Martin here. Been playing these ancient instruments since 1975, and back when it was not cool and I couldn't find anybody to learn from. My other friend Javier Quijas is a master maker, and I never got a chance to sit down with him, even though we were friends for more than 30 years. So, uh, so here we are. Javi, this is for you. Um, Here's some of the stuff I've been making lately. I don't have a problem sculpting because I've been an artist since I was 3. So that's not a problem. So here's one I did last year when I started doing this at age 63 or whatever, how old I was. Let me play that one first because I got to put the other ones away. It's a little tubular flute. I'm not going to explain too much of the history. It's a tube flute, which is when it's a little bit bigger, wider, and you close it at the end. It's a closed-end tube flute. Many varieties, not just flute with a hole at the end, like that. Okay, there were many varieties of flutes. And here you go. That's one. Here's one that I just made just a few minutes ago. 5 notes. There's the first note. Sorry. You can look on my playlist here for there's flute lessons 1, 2, and 3. They're meant for my students, but I've been discovering all kinds of adults are looking at it. It's a really easy way to learn how to play, and I describe it that way: note 0, note 1, note 2, note 3, note 4. Easy. I gotta put this away because I don't want them to die. So give me a second here. I know my teacher says I'm not supposed to do that, but something tells me just try it once. Tlapitzalli is the Nahuatl word, and Amay is another one in the Mayan that use these clay flutes. They're not just from one region, they're from many different cultures and many different eras. You have to think of instruments from Mexico as being a very organic thing in the sense that everybody had the violin. Everybody had the piano like that, okay? The huehuet was everywhere. The used by different, in the different timelines that are, one culture lasts this long, the other one's just beginning and lasts way over here, and then the other one's way longer, but it ended in the middle of the other one. They're all lined up like that, all crazy. All these cultures, beginning and ending, tons of them, pretty much had the same instruments. That's just a real general scholarly way of looking at it. Anyway, I don't want to get into all this stuff, but let me show you one more I did. I'm learning how to make the ehekat. I don't call it death whistle because it's not just used for that. Okay, it was used for meditations and healings and everything like that, as well as being a sound weapon. So I don't call it death whistle because it's not only about death. So I don't want to get into that. So there's the whistle inside, and then you blow in the air. You might see. No, I guess you can't. Anyway, it's not the best one because I'm learning. Remember, I'm learning. I really want that one that sounds like wind, and so I got it. It's not loud like my other ones, but these are the things I've done in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. Last 3 days, I think. Yeah. Um, Hang on a second. And here's the other. What was that? And here's the other flute I just did. I created these cylinders Wednesday night, so that was yesterday, 2 days ago. Sorry, the wind's blowing. I just do whatever tunings I want. I like having weird tunings. That's really cool. Like a microtonal pentatonic scale. Sharpening one, lessening the other. We didn't use the equal tempered scales really because we didn't sit there with a digital tuner, or we didn't have a monochord like Pythagoras did to measure the distance of one note to the other to make them all equal. That's why Western music sounds in tune and other music of other cultures sounds out of tune when it's not. Actually, it's much, without explaining it more, it's much more beautiful. Here's the other one. If I didn't play it already, I can't remember. I'm tired. Oh, I got an overtone. Cool. So then if I hold it, this rarely happens. You see, I get another note way above. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that one's got to dry. And that's the Fipple mouthpiece. It's all, right now it's leather hard. And it's, got to put them away. It's very hot here in Los Angeles. Well, I'm in Long Beach, actually. I've been playing these instruments since 1975. You look at my videos there. Never proclaimed to be the all-knowledge master of the world. But I do know lots of goodies, a lot of things. Been through a lot. Performed in Europe, performed here, everywhere. Here's one that I'm not done with. It's snake. It's supposed to be a snake. And I was practicing curving the tube because I don't know. And so here you go. It's a closed end flute like this one. Flute, air, entrance to the air, exit hole, which is the hardest. That's the hardest thing to make. The sculpting is not a big deal. The flowers, all that stuff is not a big deal. And then there's that's not an exit hole. It's just a hole in the middle. Okay, so it's a cylinder that's closed off. So this is a long cylinder that's kind of thick, closed off at the end. And I didn't make a snake too good. It's a little smiley. It doesn't look too mean. And that's one of my favorite weird tunings. I like to call them weird because that's the word I use. I like them. Our ancestors did some really cool stuff. So I'm just talking. And let's see, here's another one that I did. These are all like in the last 2 or 3 days when I actually sit down and put my mind to it because I'm always busy performing and everything. Here's one that I did, a small high-pitched ocarina. You can see what I did. A large entrance hole, a very small exit hole that has to hit the little driveway right on. And this one came out great, and hopefully it didn't dry weird. Let's see what happens. Great. Okay, that was made in about an hour and a half. I'm trying to, I'm at a point now, it's pretty cool. I'm at a point where I could pick up the clay and make it sound within an hour, which is kind of a long time. Here's one more. Oh, yeah, this is a little cutie. These are 2 ocarinas side by side, and they're 2 birds. Of course, the male bird's male bird's checking out the female. They're always looking straight ahead. You see them up on the trees, and you can see how he's looking at her. And there's my little trademark, an M in the shape of a pyramid. And there you go. There's the ocarina. 2 of them. Now, no one can say, "Oh, looks like so many bulls." Gee whiz. So here you go. 1, 2, 3 notes. 1, 2, 3 notes. I always try to do really clean work. These are modeled after the instruments from Western Mexico, Colima and Jalisco. And there you go. I gotta put them away. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me. Tlazocamatiwilmiek. See you then. Peace. Many blessings to you. How do you turn this off? Gee whiz, I don't know how to turn this darn thing off.